What is up, gang? And we are back with another video series. And if you are a complete beginner or if you are still learning about layout widgets in Flutter, so this is the video series for you guys, and this is the first of the many series about to come in the future. So this series we will be going through all the widgets, not all the widgets, almost every widget which we need to kickstart our journey in Flutter applications, building Flutter applications. So the first one we will be today looking into is the container, and we will be looking into text also, and we will be looking into center widget, which is very easy. So first I have defined you can, I think you guys have already created a project. I hope you are able to do that, and if not, don't worry, soon I will be publishing a video series for you guys, which will be a Flutter tutorial course, and it will be for beginners all out there, and it will have all the details you need to start your journey in Flutter development. So don't worry about that, it will come shortly. So we have our main.dat file, and we have this home property which we are using home screen right now, and the home screen has just a simple scaffold. So right now we are using container. So what is a container? Container is a widget which contains something. So as the name suggests, it contains something. So if you want some let's say a background color, background decoration, or something different on the screen, so you have to wrap it with container, because it is very customizable and it is very easy to use, and I think it is one of the foundation widget you need to know to start Flutter development. So the container has many properties. The first one we will be looking into is color. So color is the simple property, you know what is color, right? So color, we will be giving a red color. So if we will giving the red color, what will happen is it will take all the space. Why it is taking all the space? I will tell you why. Because if the container is unbounded means if there is no height or width property defined in the container, so it will ask its parent, hey parent, like in this case it's a scaffold widget, hey parent, how much space we have, not the scaffold, it is a home screen actually. So it will be asking how much space do we have. So home screen says, yeah, we have all the screen you need, all the size you need, this is the height and this is the width. So container will take all the available space. But in the case if I define a height property and I gave maybe 200 pixels, so what will happen, it will shorten its height, and it will be only 200 pixels in height, and in width it will take as much as space it can get. So let's see, let's save it. So see, we have only 200 pixels for height, but if I give a width property also, I'll give 100 or maybe 200. So it's a perfect square, and you can see it has shrunk itself, and it's taking all the 200 pixels as a width. So what are the other properties which container have? It is, you can have a decoration property. So what does a decoration do? Decoration is a single property which takes a decoration widget, and in this case we will be using box decoration, because specifically for container we will be using box decoration. So box decoration is simple, you have to define it like that. So box decoration also have few properties. So this is the case. Let's see, if I right now, if I save it, or maybe let's give it a border radius. What it does is, border radius take a border radius property, and it will be like giving it a pretty nice radius property here. Like let's see how. So border radius takes a border radius, and border radius has different constructors like all, circular, horizontal, only, vertical, 0. So we will be using circular right down in this case, and the circular takes a radius, and not radius, it just take a normal radius which is a double value. So in this case we can give it a 20 would do fine. And let's see, so there will be an error, yeah, again, nice. So the error is it says failed assertion, color is equal to null, decoration is equal to null. So I'll explain you what it is. You cannot use color property in container if you are giving it a decoration. So if you are giving it a decoration, you have to use this color property under the box decoration because it also has this property. So now let's save it and we have something like this. So I hope you are understanding what is a container and what is a decoration property. So moving on, it also can have a child property. So a child is a simple, like you have to tell it like that this is a child, and the child is something which is under that particular widget. So there is a concept of widget tree in this Flutter, and we will be getting into it in some other tutorial, and we will be looking into it in very detailed form. So to understand right now, it's a normal tree and it's a tree of widgets. So it tells which widget is located at which position. So that is only the visual. You can think it of like visualization of where are the widgets located in this particular application. So right now we have to give it a child property. So under container we have a child property, and for child we will be using, let's say, text. So this is another widget in Flutter, and it is used when you want to display some data or some string on the screen. So if you're coming from a different language, you have seen a print statement, right? A print statement, what it does, it simply prints on the console, right? But if you want to have something on the screen, so you use a text widget for that. So it is just like print. You can understand it in just like it's like a print, but it's for rendering that particular data or printing that particular data on that screen, not on the console. So let's give it a string, and it takes a string first. So we will be giving hello there Jedi. Okay, so let's give it an indentation and let's save it. So hello there Jedi. Now we can also use an alignment property in container. So alignment property is simply you have to use alignment, and you want to tell the container where this child will be located. So I want this child to be in center, so it is in center. Or if you wanted something like bottom center, so it will be here. So you can play around with the alignment property in container. So let's change it to center. So this is the containers property, again alignment. Or you can also use it in the text widget, and here you can also say text align. Instead of giving alignment property to container, we can say, let's comment it out, let's say text align. So text align takes our text line again, as the name suggests. And if you're wondering how do I know this, or how do you think about it when you're using this code sense in these IDEs, so you have to hover over it, and you can see it takes a text align. So text align is simply like this, text align, and it has different properties like center and justify, left, right. So again we will be using center, or let's see left first. So you can see it is in the left side. So the text property, why we are not using text align, because it has some limitations. Like if I wanted this text to be here in this bottom center, so I don't think so we have something for that. So let's see we don't have anything for that. So for that we will be using text even alignment property in the center. So let's save it, and let's have back to the center. Now let's also see some other properties. If we have used color. Constraints are again if you want to give some particularly some constraints over, like this container should not exceed this height or this width. So for that we will be using constraints. So constraints we can use like box constraints, and again box constraints have few arguments like maximum height. So I want maximum height of 100, and I want maximum width of 100 again. So let's save it. So what happens, it will shrink it. Even though you can see now, even though we have given a particular height for that container, it takes the constraints properties. it won't take these heights now, these height or width, it will take these dimensions. So let's not use constraints right now. So these constraints are very good when you are using a layout, and if you want to know, like if you want to know about more about it, you can visit flutter.dev. And let's move on to text widget. So now text widget has different properties again. So first, the most useful one is style property. So if you want to give some style, like let's say I want to change the color of the text, or I want to change the font size or font weight or anything, so we will be using a style property for that. So style property is just simply style, you say, and it takes a text style, and text style has different properties like background color, debug label, decoration, again font family, so many arguments. So right now we will be not going to through each one of that. So we will be giving a colors first, and colors will be, let's say, colors.white, and let's see. Okay, so this is because the container had 200. I have commented this code, that's why the container was again expanded. So let's remove it. So also we can give it a font size, and it takes a double again, so I'll give it 20 pixels, and it will be again nice. I can also change the font weight, font weight, and font weight again takes a font weight, and it has different values. So if you have visited Google's font, or if you want to visit Google font, it has different weights, that these fonts. So these are the different weights it has predefined. So we will be using bold, and we will see the difference. So we can see the difference in the particular container, that the font was bold again. So you can play along with these values also. So let's give 400. Okay, I have somehow changed the screen. So there are other properties as well. We can also give background color, font family, font style, letter spacing is also good sometimes if you want these letters to be like spaced somehow. So let's take letter spacing for that, and let's say 1.2, so it will have some good spacing between each letter. So you can see there are spacing between the letters, so it is also nice if you want to use this in your applications. So I think this is pretty much basic about container and text. You have to play around it, and you want to succeed in this Flutter development, you have to practice every day about it, and you have to think like how you need to experiment every day. So also I have to tell you about another widget. So let's see, this container is very ugly that side, okay, and I want this container to be in the middle. So for that, what we have to do is we have to use a center widget. To do that, we have to wrap this container with a center. So if you are using I think VS Code or maybe Android Studio, so you can either right click, or maybe you can just use a refactor tool, we say. So on Windows, I'm pressing Ctrl Shift and R, and it says wrap with a widget, wrap with center, wrap with padding. So we will be using center. So for that, it will come in the center. Nice. Also, one more thing is missing here. I have to tell you, if I said like there is unbounded height or width or unbounded dimension, so it will take only the dimension, it will take only the space which the particular text has, like the child properties. Like let's say container doesn't have any height or width defined, so it will take as little as space as its child needed. So in this case, if I save it, so it will shrink. Or it didn't shrink because it took the parents one, right? There is some issue with me. So let's give it a height again of 100. This happened because I'll tell you why. See, again I have removed the width property, so it is taking as little space as it can get with height, and width is unbounded, so it is taking as much as width it can get from it. Also, if you want let's say 40. Let's do it 40, and width should be around 100, let's say. So you can see this is very too small for it, or we can also use 200. Again, it will be too big. No, nice. So we can also use two other properties, which are padding, and which is padding takes an edge insets geometry. So edge inset is simple for, like, if you want to give some dimensions, or if you want to give some different kind of, you can see like this is it takes normal values that from where you want to give a padding. So padding is in another whole different widget also, and we will be going into that soon in the next video, I guess. So let's give it a edge inset of all. It will have a value. I want to say that give it a padding of 10 pixels from everywhere. So it will shrink this text, and it will give a padding in the container. So let's see. So it's a very minute difference, you wouldn't have seen it. So I'll just use a bigger container for this, and I'll use more padding, and let's see the difference. See, this is because we have used padding as a property here. Also we can use margin. It is also same, but what happens is there is a child, then there is padding, then there is margin. So if I want to give a margin also, let's say symmetric this time. Symmetric has two parameters, like vertical and horizontal. So vertical is, let's say, give 10 vertical, and horizontal 20. Let's save it. There is nothing in the screen right now. Let's remove the padding also. So let's play with this. So if I have padding and margin and everything, you have to think about it when you are using the layouts, and when we will be moving into column rows, then you can see the difference, why we use margin, why we use padding. So then we will be going through with this also. So I hope you are liking the video, and I know it's quite boring sometimes, it's very long. So I'm hoping to get comfortable with the mic, and I will be giving you a better content than this. So this is for the beginners out there, and if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. And if you like the video, and if you want to see more videos and do not want to miss it, please like, share and comment, and subscribe for that. So I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much.